All right, so I'm gonna title this "You Are Not Enough." Right? You're not enough to sustain the love of somebody else. Like people contact me all the time about things like breakup issues. People contact me about how to at the beginning of a relationship, how to make it last and things like that. One fundamental thing that I've really come to understand from talking to a lot of people and in my own life as well is that happiness in marriage is really about enjoying, at least a huge part of it is about enjoying the side effects of the other person's relationship with God, right? So it's false to think that, for example, that I am good enough because of how awesome I am. I mean, of course, I'm an awesome person, right? But it's false to think that just that it is because of how awesome I am that my wife behaves in love in a way in a love towards me. It's unrealistic to think that it's because of how great I am that she showers that love on me. The reality is the fact that, well, why I'm a pretty nice guy and I try to be most times, I'm enjoying the side effects of her relationship with God, and vice versa. She's enjoying the side effect of my relationship with God, which isn't always perfect, but it's one of those things that helps to keep a marriage happy. It's one of those things that takes the I out of the equation and puts God into the equation, right? People make the mistake of thinking that that they're good enough, and the truth of the matter is that you're not. You are not all that. And so when you start thinking about, it's like so Toby, how do you explain how crazy I am about this person and how much I'm in love? Well, for the most part, and you may not know this, that's oxytocin, dopamine, vasopressin, you know, estrogen, testosterone. There's all these chemicals running through your mind, your body, right? And while that's great, but just like any other chemical high or any other drug, people come off that high and they come back into reality and they're like, what am I doing here? Why am I really here? And you don't want to be in that situation where you come off an emotional high and you're crazy about this person and you're going that way up, and then all of a sudden you come off that high and you're wondering, why are we even what do we have in common? Why are we here? And you start to that's when you start to hear conversations like, well, you don't satisfy me anymore, or I'm not in love with you anymore. And that's because we assume that we were enough for the other person to continue to show love towards us, and that's not the case. You are not enough. And that's why you have to make sure that the person that you're with, there is a unique relationship with God that they have, so that your imperfections can be hid under, beneath their relationship with God. That your partner's relationship with God can carry your imperfections. That's not to say that you shouldn't be open to change and you shouldn't be working hard to evolve and become a better person, and make sure that you make the job easier for your partner. But it's just so important, because we are not perfect, because we're imperfect. It's important that the other person, the person that we're with, is having a great relationship with God. And same thing goes for us too. That person has to be looking at us and they have to be saying, well, does this person, meaning you, have a unique enough relationship with God where that relationship can carry my imperfections? And when two people come together that have a unique relationship with God, then when you combine that, it creates an environment where both of their imperfections are hid or are carried by their love for God and God's love for them. So, thought I'd share.